What is going on? How y'all guys doing? We got another edition of All American Sports Network. If it's your first time tuning into the broadcast, do me a favor. Go ahead on and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell up top. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I made a mistake. All right, so let's see here. Let's go ahead on here and find out about some Biles here. So I'm gonna play this off the Guardian Sport here. This video where she is talking some of the highlight points of what went on.
Please bear with me.
So y'all give me 1 second here.
Drink it.
Please bear with me. To be perfectly honest, I can imagine no place that I would be less comfortable right now than sitting here in front of you, sharing these comments. I don't want another young gymnast, Olympic athlete, or any individual to experience the horror that I and hundreds of others have endured before, during, and continuing to this day in the wake of the Larry Nassar abuse. To be clear,
Take your time.
To be clear, I blame Larry Nassar, and I also blame an entire system that enabled and perpetrated his abuse. USA Gymnastics and the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee knew that I was abused by their official team doctor long before I was ever made aware of their knowledge. I sit before you today to raise my voice so that no little girl must endure what I, the athletes at this table, and the countless others who needlessly suffered under Nassar's guise of medical treatment, which we continue to endure today. We suffered and continue to suffer because no one at FBI, USAG, or the USOPC did what was necessary to protect us. We have been failed, and we deserve answers.
As most of you are probably aware, I was molested by the U.S. Gymnastics national team and Olympic team doctor, Larry Nassar. And in actuality, he turned out to be more of a pedophile than he was a doctor. What I'm trying to bring to your attention today
So I had to pause right there for a minute, guys. I want y'all to understand something. These young ladies were gymnastic uh, professionals. Okay, they were training to be one of the most promising competitive young ladies in the world. Now, if y'all haven't noticed, Larry Nassar is the gentleman that was responsible for making these women's lives a living hell. This man abused these young girls for years. And Simone Biles, Michaela Maroney, all of these girls have gone through a lot because of that. And let me tell y'all something. And I know this is a sports channel, but I'm a father as well. Nothing hurts a parent more when you give your child in the hands of people that are supposed to protect them, mold them, and inspire them, and make sure that they get to their dreams, and they turn around and absolutely destroy their trust, their mental stability, and almost their dreams. Now, yes, these girls are successful in gymnastics for the U.S. Olympics team and other competitional stuff and have sponsors, but these young ladies will never be the same because this man took them at their most vulnerable point and used his authority as a way to basically destroy these young women for his own sick pleasures. Let's continue with this.
Is something incredibly disturbing and illegal. After telling my entire story of abuse to the FBI in the summer of 2015, not only did the FBI not report my abuse, but when they eventually documented my report 17 months later, they made entirely false claims about what I said. I told them about the sport of gymnastics, how you make the national team, and how I came to meet Larry Nassar when I was 13 at a Texas camp. I told him that the first thing Larry Nassar ever said to me was to change into shorts with no underwear because that would make it easier for him to work on me. And within minutes, he had his fingers in my vagina. The FBI then immediately asked, "Did he insert his fingers into your rectum?" I said, "No, he never did." They asked if he used gloves. I said, "No, he never did." They asked if this treatment ever helped me. I said, "No, it never did." This treatment was 100% abuse and it never gave me any relief. Today, I ask you all to hear my voice. I ask you, please do all that is in your power to ensure that these individuals are held responsible and accountable for ignoring my initial report, for lying about my initial report, and for covering up for a child molester.
Thank you for the opportunity to share my story with this committee. And
So, you guys saw that. Y'all guys heard that. All right, y'all guys saw that. You guys heard that. And that was really powerful to hear these young ladies have the courage. I mean, they have. I mean, whew, man, it really is. And these girls will have to live with that for the rest of their life, man. Like I said, they got my vote. They are way stronger than I would have been to be able to share my story like that. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. That's very much. That's a lot. So anyway, let's continue here and let's jump into some of the MLB news and talk about what's going on here. So on the Bleacher Report, we're going to be talking about some of the things that's going on on the MLB side. Uh, I think everybody needs to hear about how Major League Baseball is going this year. A lot of teams are battling, trying to get to the top, but we're gonna get a little bit detail and talk about some of the major stories. Let's see what we got going on here. Wait till everything loads. So first things first, the Mets and the Yankees cleared the air after Lindor's whistling. We'll talk about accusations. First, the New York Mets and New York Yankees cleared their benches. Then they cleared the air after last Sunday's Subway Series finale saw Mets star Francisco Lindor talk the Yankees on the base paths for allegedly stealing signs and using whistles to signal which pinch was coming. The team has reportedly made peace, according to SNY's Andy Martino. Now, the Mets will not pursue Lindor's claims any further and have spoken to their rivals in the Bronx to let them know. Now, I'm about to show y'all a little bit of footage of some of the things that went on at that game when Giancarlo Stanton hit a home run to tie the game and had some words for Francisco Lindor as he rounded the bases so benches cleared. So let's play that clip on how that went down. Give me 1 second here. I'm finna show it to y'all.
Into deep left center field, and this game is tied. Santa Maria. And look at Stanton taking his sweet time. Oh, we got some chippiness. He's talking to Lindor. Oh, now it's on. Everybody's out on the field. Stanton answering back to Lindor. Umpires and coaches are doing their best to defuse the situation. Here come the bullpens. Oh, boy. Have you ever seen a guy stop mid-home run talk to mid-home run trot, that is, to talk?
Never. Never watched, never as a fan, never as a player.
That was aggressive. I'm sure Yankee fans loved it.
We have a game. We have a
That's what I love about the game of baseball and sports is when we can, as men, can go out here and get on that aggressive tip, for the sake of what's going on at the time being. I like it. Like, that's just one of the cool things about sports. That aggression, that competitiveness comes out, and that's why I say sports is back. I'm glad it's back. I can see it. I feel it in the air. Yeah, it's definitely back. It's definitely back, and we definitely glad for it to be back. So we're gonna move right on to the some more of the baseball news that's going on. Let's see some other stuff here. So next up on MLB, that's um, and also today is Roberto Clemente Day, pioneer, humanitarian, very legendary baseball player. So y'all, please, don't forget that. Now, right now, we are going to talk about the Dodgers has clinched the ninth spot, the ninth straight playoff spot. And that's one thing about the Dodgers. They're a good team, you know, highly competitive. So, Los Angeles Dodgers are heading into the postseason for the ninth straight season. They had a win over the Arizona Diamondbacks on Tuesday, combined with losses by the San Diego Padres and the Cincinnati Reds. The Dodgers have clinched at least the berth in the 2021 MLB playoffs. So, congratulations to the LA Dodgers. He said we did a little champagne toast, said a few words, and acknowledged the fact that a big accomplishment, LA manager uh, Dave Roberts told reporters. We got a lot of work to do, and this is just the beginning. The squad now must focus on battling the San Francisco Giants for an NL West title. The Giants hold a 2.5 game lead for the first place. And you got to remember what the LA Dodgers also got to look at too is San Francisco Giants are heavy hitters, bro. Them boys can hit. You can't you can't sleep on that team at all. Now, the one thing about Los Angeles, it has controlled its team for a whole decade, its division, and even after years of disappointing playoff finishes, the squad finally came through last year with a World Series title, and they defeated the Tampa Bay Bays in the 6 games in the Fall Classic. Now the Dodgers are looking to become the first team to go back to back since New York Yankees in 2000. And y'all remember the New York Yankees in 2000? That was a bad team. Out with A Rod and all them boys. The talent is still there for a deep run if the team can stay healthy. Again, the team has to stay healthy. And that's one thing you have to look at on these type of teams. Now, Max Muncy, you got Justin Turner, Mookie Betts, and Corey Seager. They lead a deep lineup that ranks first in the National League in run score. The offense got even deeper during the season with the additions of Trey Turner and Albert Pujols giving Robinson embarrassment of riches when filling out his lineup card. Even if a few players struggle in the playoffs, there are enough high quality options to keep the offense producing, which is true. Now the bullpen is led by Kenley Jansen, Blake Tran, and Phil Bickford is another of the team's strengths. So, like I said, they got some heavy hitters over there, man. And then they add Max Scherzer at the deadline, and that gave Dodger an ace to staff that already included Walker Buehler and Julio Urias. If Clayton Kershaw can return to the mound, man, that's an automatic. They're winning. They're straight winning a championship again. But like I said, it's all about people staying healthy, keeping them options open, and not getting too complacent. So let's see what happens, man. So shout out to the LA Dodgers for once again securing that ninth straight playoff spot, man. God bless y'all for that. Let's see what else we got going on here in the MLB. Um, and that's about it on that. On note, I'll keep y'all posted on what other news come out of MLB. Wasn't really too much nothing today, but we are going to talk about some things in the boxing world because y'all know how I am. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it real about boxing. So let's see here. And, and today we're going to talk about a little bit of the Sean Porter fight that's coming up. I'll give me 1 second here. Waiting for it to load. If y'all just tuning in, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. So we're gonna talk about some things that's going on. Before I get to Sean Porter going against Terrence Crawford, we're gonna go back to Tyson Fury. Now Tyson Fury said something that really got me questioning this, and he said, "I don't think I ever lose a fight." Now, I don't know about that because this is heavyweight boxing. It ain't like it's welterweight boxing. This is heavyweight boxing, Tyson. So, sooner or later somebody will knock you on your ass. I mean, that's just part of heavyweight boxing uh, field. But I'm gonna try to see what he is saying here because this really kind of got me a little thrilled. Because you don't never hear a boxer say that. But this is what he said in Boxing Insider. He said, "I don't think I ever lose a fight." He said, "I've never lost a fight." WBC and Leonard heavyweight champion Tyson Fury said in a lengthy interview with the Overlap's Gary Neville, "I don't think I ever lose a fight." He may be facing the explosive Deontay Wilder for the third time on October 9th, but the towering Englishman exudes complete confidence whether the subject is a fight with Wilder. Anthony Joshua and anyone else, they're all about business, he said of his peers. They're all about making money. Fury sees himself as being cast from a different mold. I don't really care about all that sort of stuff. So whatever, the undefeated heavyweight stated. Now, guys, before I get more into this article, I'm going to have to disagree with Fury on this one because Fury says he's not all about money, and I understand that that's his thing, that's his mo. But or it's about business or whatever. But if it was about, I'll go this again. Y'all give me 1 second. Let me take this call. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, had an important phone call for another show that we're doing tonight on my political stuff. So, here's what I can't understand. When he said that he was cast from a different mode and he doesn't care about the money side or whatever, and he'll think he never get defeated. If that's the case, why did you try to dodge the fight with Dante Wilder? There was a contract that y'all signed that whoever was to win or lose, y'all would do a trilogy. So why would you want to jump and fight Anthony Joshua and not finish the trilogy? That's like not be fitting your obligation to what you start. And I'm glad that Dante Wilder and his camp made him commit to that because it's not fair to Dante Wilder. Yes, you beat Dante Wilder. Yes, we saw the footage. We seen how Dante was not strategically being the type of boxer that he normally is because Dante was focusing on knocking you out while you were strategically boxing him and got in his face. See, that's what Dante had to learn this go around, and I hope he perfected it in this training. That now you got the power, you can knock him down, but you gonna have to learn to get in his face and be just as aggressive. Because I think last time what happened with Dante Wilder, he was shocked, he was surprised. He was not used to nobody going toe to toe with him so aggressively. That's the difference because see, Dante Wilder is a knockout specialist, and he couldn't knock Fury out because Fury was eating them punches and still coming aggressively. So now I think that on this one here, the only way that Dante is going to win with that aggression that Johnson Fury gave him, he's going to have to strategically counter everything that Fury brings at him. That is the only way he's going to keep Fury at bay and control that fight. Because once Fury feels like he is going to get the upper hand, he is going to go at it like a madman. Now, let's keep continuing on this article. He said, I've seen it lately. A lot of fighters, Fury continued, they doing it for the money. Fury made it clear that he known his share of wealthy people, but the most unhappy people are the richest one. That's a fact. That's true. The wealthy, he argued, feel that enough is never enough. They're always chasing more. One thing Fury doesn't seem to too keen on chasing is a long awaited match with fellow titleist Anthony Joshua. I'm not optimistic that fight would ever happen, to be fair, he said. Joshua, talks a good game, but is he really a fighting man? I'm not really sure. And being Fury, he couldn't resist taking a swipe at his fellow Brit. After his last performance, when he got stopped by a little fat kid, he said, I'm not sure that he can even go 2 or 3 rounds. Now, here's the thing about Anthony Joshua. And I've seen him box lately, and I see how Fury blocks. Anthony Joshua, if he ever decides to box, which is probably going to happen, that he box Tyson Fury, he's going to have to strategically be aggressive and be a target artist because Tyson Fury is big, he is strong, and his defense game is out of this world. Like when I say out of this world, he know how to absorb a lot of punches. So Anthony Joshua going to have to strategically hit him where it hurts, and he's going to have to work him way more than Tyson would work on the other side. That's what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to outwork this man strategically. And Anthony Joshua, I've seen his improvement. I've seen what he's done. I feel like that Anthony Joshua could possibly do it. I got faith in Anthony Joshua. And don't get me wrong, I'm not taking nothing away from Tyson Fury as a fighter, because Tyson Fury is a damn good fighter. It's just that Tyson Fury is also older than Joshua Anthony. Joshua Anthony is like 23, 24 now. That's another thing. So with this young, fresh buck that's already taken a loss before from a power hitter and recovered and came back and got what he deserved, got his title back. That's the same thing that he's going to have to take in the back of his head when he go against Fury, because Fury is a whole different beast. But I think that would be a good fight. But right now, let's talk about the one on Wilder. Now he also said, as for the always formidable Wilder, Fury was actually quite gracious. If the shoe was on the other foot, he said, Wilder going to court to get a second rematch. I want my third fight because it wasn't really my fault or Wilder's fault why the rematch never happened. The contract deadline for a third fight between the two men ran out because of the COVID pandemic, something a arbitrary rule couldn't legally stand. Although Wilder clearly wants money, the defending champion feels that more to the third fight for the hard-hitting American than a payday. Listen, said Fury, he wants a chance to avenge his loss as well, his only loss, and he knows he's got a massive punch, so he can end the fight in one. Fury then admitted outright that Wilder's power truly is all it's been cracked up to be. He really does have the power where you don't feel it, he said of the fighter known as Bronze Bomber. It just switches you off like a light switch. You don't realize what happened. Of course, Fury added later that perhaps it was his weight loss that previously caused him to have gone down twice from Wilder's blows. I don't know if he really is that big a puncher, he said of his opponent, but we'll find out anyway in October. And Tyson Fury, I have to agree with you on that. I seen that first fight. Tyson Fury got knocked down because he did lost a lot of weight. He did. He did try to slim down. He was trying to go that extra mile with Wilder, and his body mass just could not absorb those punches. Because you got to remember, you're punching a monster over there. Deontay Wilder is a monster of a fighter. So I'm with him. I'm with him on that. Now, for him to say that Wilder's punches is not a heavy puncher, that's horseshit. You know that man's a heavy puncher. I seen him shake your jaws 3 or 4 times with all his might in that fight that y'all had last time, and you was just wanting it more. So we'll see. But it's gonna be a good fight. I think that I think this is gonna go down to a decision. I really do. This is gonna go down to a decision. Now let's get back to Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford has wanted this fight with Sean Porter for the longest. And this is another good fight that I think is going to be. Now, Terrence Crawford heard the critics loud and clear. While his trophy case was filled in the brim with numerous awards, Crawford was constantly agitated for the level of opposition he fought along the way. Bob Arum, Crawford's longtime promoter, consistently pounded the pavement in an attempt to find a multiple division titleist a worthy opponent. However, after spending years facing fighters who was considered at the bottom of the barrel, Crawford would simply step into the ring and take care of business with relative ease. Now, with Crawford facing whom may consider being his toughest foe yet in Sean Porter. On November 20th, the Omaha, Nebraska native believes for as great as he's been thus far, he'll be given the opportunity to go even deeper into the bag of tricks. He said, I'm excited, said Crawford during an interview with ESPN. Now I can show my talent, and maybe I can show something for the general public, something they've never seen before. Now, Porter, 33, has spent the better part of the past decade as either a world champion or a highly rated contender. After snagging the vacant WBC welterweight title from Danny Garcia in September of 2018, Porter would go on to eke out a close split decision win against current WBA holder Yordenis on Ugas. Porter would then attempt to add even more gold to his waist as he took on Errol Spence Jr. in September 2019. Porter's dreams ultimately would fail to come true as he just fell short of his goals. Since then, Porter has regained the winning feeling, defeating journeyman Sebastian Formella via unanimous decision in August of 2020. As for Crawford, his move to the welterweight division in 2018, the three division titles has scored 5 knockout wins in a row. Crawford's propensity to toy with his competition may have left him atop most pound for pound list, but once the bell ring once November 20th, he believes he'll go in an even higher level. I don't think I've shown them my best yet. Y'all, this is gonna be a good fight. And Terrence Crawford is by far very talented. Okay, the guy is very talented. The guy came in, and yes, they have gave him some very BS opponents, but he has done his best to make it look easy. Now, what do I feel like is going to happen now with him going against Sean Porter? He's right. It's going to test who he really is. Because yes, Sean Porter may have had a bad year in 2020 when he lost to uh, Errol Spence Jr., but Sean Porter's on a mission now. He's on a mission to recover what he used to have and to get back to where he can be top of number one contender, so he can go after Errol Spence, so he can get his belt back. Do I think that Terrence Crawford got what it takes to stop that? We'll see. He's got. I mean, everything's a possibility. I just know that if Sean Porter comes not prepared for this fight, this young lion is going to take control because Terrence is an opportunist. That's why he has won so many knockouts and fights. He is the opportunity present itself. He's going after it. So yeah, I would love to see that in November the 9th. That's going to be great. That's going to be awesome, man. Real November the 20th, I meant. I'm thinking about October the 9th. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. But anyway, guys, that's all I got in sports news. Please, y'all, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell up top. We do have a Patreon out now. Go ahead on and start joining so I can start putting the other videos behind the scenes and stuff like that on there. I really appreciate you guys for everything you do. And with that being said, I am out.